Hello again. Welcome to my last installment for today, I promise. Wanted to go over where I'm at right now real quick, give a little overview. I'm at the NOC, or the NOC, or Nantahala Outdoor Center. Coming down the mountain, you have to come right through this little center that they have here, and it's a really well laid out program. And I'll show you a little bit here in just a second, but you have a really nice restaurant just as you come over, and a tap house. Also have a general store that kind of opens up at 9. They sell a little bit of stuff, you know, not a great selection if you're looking for a total resupply, if you needed food and water, but it does have some snacks if you're looking for some snacks, and some soda. They sell beer and wine, and there's a few other items in there that you might need just for your pack. And they open up at 9, and it's as soon as you come down the mountain, the general store is the first thing that you see. The second thing, and I'll show you, is they actually have an outfitter store, and it is very well stocked. I took a couple in there today that I've been hiking with for the last few days, and they were looking for a new tent and some other supplies. And they went in there, and the staff was just outstanding. They didn't try and upsell them. They helped them out with choosing a tent, let them pick it out, let them set it up. And there's a few other items that they wanted, and the salesman kind of actually downsold them on an item that would fit what their needs were better, and it was actually less expensive. So anytime you get staff in a business like that really goes out of their way to make sure the customer gets what they need, not really what they want, it is great. And I thought the staff was in there very friendly. I actually had 2 mail drops there today. One was my resupply, and one was my Hennessy reflector pad. When I went in and checked the mail table, there was only 1 box there. I walked up, and the lady saw the name. She goes, "Hey, you actually have a second box. I know where it's at, and you have a gift card." So we went and got all that. And then it must have been 4 or 5 hours later, I went in there because I forgot to actually print my permit, because you get a permit to get in the Smoky Mountains. And this is not the last place you can get it, but it's one of the last. So I went in there, it's 4 or 5 hours later. She goes, "Nate, you're back." I mean, she remembered me right off. And all I did was buy a couple items. So it's great customer service here. The other thing about this place is, off to my right, they have an adventure center. They do whitewater rafting, some kayaking classes, rentals. They also do a zip line. Of course, it's around here somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but it's in this area. They have cabins for rent, bunk houses for campers, AT campers, and others that are traveling through, bunkhouse. They do have showers on the spot, community showers. If you're coming through, it's $3 for a shower, but in the summer, they do have just open community showers for you to come in and take, and you don't have to pay anything. Right now, the community showers are not open. They haven't been de-winterized yet. They do have a little bar tap behind me. Huge picnic table area layout here that I'll show you in just a second. And they encourage campers to come over here, lay out your gear, hike it, let it dry out, reorganize, and the tables are just set up for everybody. You can walk right into the river. They have a nice spot there. Soak your feet, go swimming. There has been some people today that have been crazy enough to go out there and jump in it, and they regretted it immediately. Very chilly with the water. It has been actually a very beautiful day here today. The sun has just started going behind the clouds, but we're expecting a shit ton of rain and storms tonight. But let me just change the camera. I'll show you the area a little bit, and I'll come back. But right here's your adventure center. All right, and they rent kayaks, and they have some little souvenirs and stuff you can get there. I don't know if you can see up on the hill, there's some cabins for rent. Here's your picnic table area. You can lay out your gear. You can see I'm drying socks, always drying socks. There's actually train tracks here, and there's the Train of the Smokies. I guess it does a tour. I'm not really sure where it goes, but it is there. There's a little brew house right there, some restroom, changing rooms. Beautiful little bridge that goes over the water. This is the restaurant. General store's right up there across the street, and like I said, you come down the trail, and the first thing you hit's the general store. And then the Outfitters is that building right there with the green slanted roof. It's 2-story. You go in there, get your permit. They do have a hiker's box, extremely friendly. And then here's the river. And it is a rapid river with rapids and whitewater rafting. And you can see they've got the lanes set up for people to come and practice kayaking. Tables set up. Real pretty area here. Walk down to the water, get your feet in, let them soak for a bit, which is what I've done. Plenty of little entry points if you got your own kayak. They do have charging stations here for anybody who's coming in. There's actually in the general store, there's a couple places you can plug in. The restaurant has a couple of plugs. And then out here in the open patio over here by the power box and the meter, they actually have plugs so that you can plug into and charge while you're out here. So they've got a lot of the amenities that you would need when coming to this area, just passing through. And then the trail actually goes up. And it's a little work to get into this area. You have to descend about 1,800 feet to get into the valley, and you have to climb about 2,200 feet out, which is up and over these mountains. But you're not quite in the Smokies yet. That doesn't happen until you get to Fontana Dam, which I should be there, barring any little injuries, about Sunday. You've heard me talk a lot about little injuries and boo-boos. One of your biggest ones that you'll have is, of course, your feet. I had some really bad chafing. If you've been on my Facebook page, you've seen about 4 pictures of my hips. There's the left and right. The first ones that don't look too bad was day 1. The ones that are really bad were day 4. I had really bad chafing. I actually had to get rid of some pants that I had brought for hiking with, because the way they were designed, they were great pants, but once out on the trail, they just started cutting into me really bad. So I sent them home and actually ended up buying a new pair. The other major boo-boos, of course, is your feet. And I've been fighting some issues. And right now, you can see that both my pinky toes are inflamed and a little bit of an infection going with them right now. So I've been nursing them, and that's kind of been slowing me down, and trying to get that under control, get them a little bit better. So hopefully we will. I did bring antibiotics with me, and it's just it's a blister that's inside that I can't get to. It's just an inside blister, not a blister that you normally have that raises up. So they're a little infected. Keeping some alcohol on them and keeping them clean and soaking them in the river to cool them down. And I've been dealing with that for, the worst of it has been today, but for about 3 or 4 days. But other than that, everything else has been doing good. I wanted to talk about Knock for just a second. There was a comment that my parents made about how my love of the outdoors came from this place. And that is, for those of you watching, that's absolutely true. This is probably one of the first campgrounds that my mom and dad took me to when I was a kid, was the Nantahala area for camping. My dad, being the cheap individual that he is, had us eating sea rats the entire time we were here. Later, when we got a little bit older, he graduated us to MREs, so that was nice. My mom always broke out she had a 2-burner Coleman stove, and she would cook up meals on that, and boy, we were very, very well treated then, you know. She's like, oh, we're not eating sea rats, so she got to do that. So my mom and dad, Ron and Joan, this is probably where I really did start to learn to enjoy the outdoors. We hiked around here, camped. My first experiences with rock climbing were here, watching people climb and see it. So this is a very special area, and it was pretty cool coming back down and seeing this area, and it's been quite a while. And of course, the restaurant, my mom and dad were very nice, and they got me this wonderful gift card. It was $50 so I could eat, and I did, just so y'all know. Ate $25 worth of lunch, and I plan on using the other $25 tonight at dinner. So a gift card was very nice. It was great. It was sitting here waiting for me when I got here, and thank you both for that. A good meal was worth it. I had pizza, so if you're wondering, and tonight I'm gonna have a extremely large hamburger. I think they call it the zombie burger. A couple that I was camping with, they had it for today for lunch before they went ahead and headed up the mountain. So again, I definitely want to thank my parents for getting me out in the outdoors, and which has inspired this trip. Really has, enjoying this, and it's something that I think every parent, and me and Amy are guilty of it. We don't get our kids outdoors enough, and I think we're doing a big disservice to this generation by letting them hang out inside and play Xbox all the time and fiddle around on their phones, and really should be forcing them, even though they're not going to want to get out and really enjoy the outdoors, because it is magnificent. It's a wonderful experience that from my childhood to now that I've truly enjoyed, and I can't thank my parents enough for getting me out and doing this. Joan and Dad and Ron, you know, great job. Because I probably, had you guys not forced me to go out camping every summer and do stuff like this, I probably would not be on this adventure now. So thank you both for that, and thank you to my lovely wife again, who has 100% wholeheartedly supported me on this. I don't know if she's humoring me, or she really wants me out of the house, or she's being supportive. I don't know yet. We'll find out. But and then of course the rest of my family that's been out there and friends support me. So I want to thank you all. This will be the last video for today. I'm going to try and go back and answer some messages and stuff that people have sent and questions, and get those answered as best I can. Some real bad rain coming in tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to get a lot of mileage, just because climbing out of this valley is going to be a real pain, and it's going to be really hard when the rain hits and makes it slick. But try and put in about 5 to 8 miles tomorrow if I can. Mainly just get out of the valley and get that moving. And of course, depending on how my feet are feeling tomorrow. But thank you again, everybody who's tuned in. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Appreciate it. And I'll be back soon with some more updates. Thanks for tuning in.